Oh, good morning. Time to pull out that induction cooktop, which I love so much, and get that cup of tea. You just got to have that cup of tea or coffee first thing in the morning. What is it about that? I think it's the last thing I think about when I go to bed at night. How much I'm looking forward to having that cup of tea in the morning as soon as I get up. It's just one of those small life little pleasures that you really get to enjoy over the years. So we have an induction cooktop here. This thing, I have to mention it again. This thing was less than $100, and it heats up the water so fast, and it also cools off very quickly. All you need is magnetic cookware, and you're good to go. We really love it. It's so convenient. You'll just need a reasonably sized battery to keep the power to it, and it works like a dream. Awesome. It's a good thing. So we're going to have some quick breakfast here. Typical bacon, turkey bacon for us, and some eggs with a bit of spinach. And then we're going to head on into Port aux Basques. We kind of switched to turkey bacon many years ago because we lived in the Middle East and you couldn't get regular bacon. It wasn't permitted over there. And we started eating turkey bacon, and it kind of stuck with us. Although I have to say, sometimes when I'm eating that, it's like eating cardboard. But we got used to it, and that's what we have. So a few eggs and some breakfast is almost ready. So today we're going to head into Port aux Basques and get on the ferry. We have a daytime crossing, and it's going to be about 5-6 hours. But first thing we have to do is get the van ready, get into town, get some charge, and make sure we have a full charge before we get onto the ferry. It's going to be a fairly long day because after we finish our drive on the ferry, I think we're going to do a bit of driving this evening. After all, we have the whole day to relax, and it's going to be just a regular kind of driving day after for a few hours, and then we'll put down somewhere for tonight and have a rest and continue on the way. Port aux Basques is one of those towns that was hit very, very hard a couple of years ago with a hurricane. It's beautiful there now, very serene. It's living on a rock. It's definitely on the edge of the island, but it's got its own magical beauty. And the ferry has been coming in here and servicing this side of Newfoundland for many, many years. The new ferry, the Alice Sweeney, still have to learn how to say that name. It's in dock here now, and we decided to go up the road and have a quick look at it. It's massive. It's brand new. It's a state-of-the-art vessel, and we are really looking forward to checking this one out today. It's going to be fun.
Yesterday we drove a total of just shy of 900 kilometers, and our total number of stops was 10 charging stops. That's a lot. By the way, here's the ferry we're going to be on today. This is the Marine Atlantic Alice Sweeney. It's a new ferry. So new I can't pronounce the name right yet. 10 charging stops of a total of somewhere between 5 and 6 hours of charging. That's an awful lot of time spent charging to travel a distance of 900 kilometers. There is an issue there. I'm sure over time that will get better, but right now, if you just have to be there today, taking an electric van like this one over here is not the best way to go. We knew that. Normally we take our time, but I want everyone to be aware that it's not the kind of vehicle you're going to take and do a cross-country trip and just rip across the country. It takes time to charge, especially in areas where charging infrastructure is less pervasive and the chargers are a bit slower. Good day overall, beautiful driving, but that day is done. There's lots of other things I want to talk about with regards to the electric vehicle and how we get around. There's some things with regards to the house battery. There's more things I want to show you about the charging. But at this point, one pro tip. if you have to be there today and are in a hurry, or you want to travel cross country for long, long distances, it's a hard way to go. That's going to be different though when we get to the places where we can take our time. We know that that's going to be better. That's all going to be in the next video. But today, we're going on the Alaswinu, and we're going to make our way across to the mainland, and we're going to check out the charging infrastructure in Nova Scotia. It's one last look at the ferry, and we're about to get on. I even took a minute to take a shot of the CN Marine Atlantic terminal building. It's built to look like a ship itself. Pretty cool. Hey man, you can walk now. I'm only taking some video. I think he was polite and trying to let me get some pictures. So we jump in the queue, get in line, and drive up that ramp from dry land onto the ferry. It never gets old. The size of this thing is amazing. So many vehicles come on, it's hard to believe it can hold these many vehicles. So we're going to quickly jump out of the vehicle. I don't think there's any tying down the vehicle or anything on this route, especially with a calm run like there is tonight. And we'll quickly make our way upstairs and have a look and get ready to begin the crossing. Doesn't take long before we're underway. A beautiful day for this time of the year. Perfectly nice to sit up on the deck if you wanted to. It's a little cool, but beautiful. And here's some of the large trucks that are aboard this particular crossing. A quick rundown to take a look at some of the new rooms and bunks, and a quick little break in the lounge. And then we're going to settle in and just enjoy the trip. Always one of the most fun parts of being on the ferry, getting off the ferry and watching all the people lining up at the stairwells to try to get to their cars and get off the ferry before anyone else. We're on the road again, now in Nova Scotia. We just left the ferry in North Sydney, and we're making our way to one of two chargers that I am a little bit concerned about. These two chargers are flow chargers, and they have a maximum charge rate of 50 kilowatt hours. That's slow for a fast charger. Nova Scotia, you're going to need to get some more chargers in this part of the province. The first one is 38 minutes away in a place called Bedeck. The second one is in a place called Monastery, and that one's 58 minutes away. So we want to stop at two of these chargers, and we really have the issue that we need to stop at both of them. The chargers have a maximum speed of 50 kilowatt hours, and more to the point, there are sometimes bottlenecks here, especially during tour season. Now we should be able to get lucky here tonight. It's late in the evening, and there's not too many people on the road, so hopefully there will be no one at either one of these chargers. But for now, we're just going to enjoy the drive, some beautiful scenery. We're about to go up Kelly's Mountain, and that's always fun with the watching the energy on the vehicle go down, down, down as you're going uphill, and then when you go downhill, it regenerates most of it back. One of our two charges for this evening. Now that we're in Nova Scotia, there's a lot more of these stations around on the Flow network. But Nova Scotia could use some upgrades. I don't know what they're planning to do here, but right now, this station, I hope you can pick it out. Its speed is 50 kilowatts. And for a CCS charger, fast charger, DC charger, that's a bit slow, and it means extra time for us here on this charger. And I think the rest of them here in this province are the same thing. So, nothing else to do but to go for a little walk. Here's something you don't see every day. Charging up. A little bit of heat, keep us warm. And at the same time, a nice late evening snack. Yogurt, berries, granola, chia seeds, and maybe even a cup of tea to wash it all down. It's going to be another nice night with a snack before we turn in.
Good morning. Today we're on the road early. Our next destination is Moncton. We decided to let Google take us on a side trip. Instead of going on the highway, which is high speed and not all that interesting, we took this side road. It ended up being a dirt road, but it's very smooth and really scenic. I love this about van life. You have all these hidden treasures that you find along the way. Next stop, Moncton, and some fast charging.
So this is interesting. When I first plugged in, this charger was doing over 100 kilowatt hours. Now it's down to 57 kilowatt hours. It was over 100. The cost is very high. It's 60 cents per kilowatt hour. That's double most chargers, basic chargers, and 4 times what we pay at home. What to do? What do we do here? We've got, I'm not sure. We're charging, we're paying a lot. It is a bit faster, but if I'm not getting those very high speeds that I'm paying for by paying twice as much as a regular charger, how long do we stay around? So I think the strategy we're going to take here today is we're just going to go to 80%. We haven't got very far to go to Moncton, New Brunswick for the next charge. And when we get there, we'll plug into a different charger. I guess my next high hope is that maybe it's just this station. Maybe one of the other ones would be better. I don't know. But we're going to go to the next charging station. And then later on, we'll pick up our adapter for the Tesla. We should do that today as well. And later on, we'll try the Tesla station, see if we can get some true high-speed charging. Yeah, a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Well, just finished up at Planet Fitness. We felt it was a good option on the road for getting showers. We're having Planet Fitness. We did have memberships back home, and we just upgraded them so we can work out at gyms all over. This is in Moncton, New Brunswick today, and it's pretty nice. Had a good workout, stretched those muscles a little bit, and just heading back to the van now. I want to talk a bit more about yesterday, that fast charger, actually this morning it was, that charger It's my expectation that if I go to one of these very fast chargers, that I'm going to get a very fast charge. And that wasn't the case today. I was very excited, even though the rate was high. I was very excited to get, you know, a good fast charge, even though it was 60 cents per kilowatt hour. I guess I could live with that. That's pretty well the same price as petrol for movement. But really, who wants to be getting on a charger and paying that much, which is twice the normal chargers, and then seeing your charge start off at 105, 110 kilowatt per hour, and then going down to, you know, 80, then 70, then 60, then 50. And then when it hits 80%, it goes down to 26 kilowatts per hour, which is to protect the battery. I know that. But again, you're down to the same speed as you are on a charger that costs half as much. So for me, I have to have that extra charge to go up past 80%. I need to get to 90 sometimes, and sometimes I need to get to 100. So that's a bit of a shortcoming. It's a problem when you have a low range vehicle. Sometimes you need to get all the way to 100 and then drive that vehicle, you know, right down as far as you can go. So we're going to try some other fast chargers. We'll have that Tesla adapter soon. The Tesla adapter is going to basically adapt this port, which is a CCS port. And that port will adapt to the Tesla NACS, I think it's called. And the NACS is a Tesla standard. It's amazing that, you know, it seems that much of the world is going to standardize on the Tesla adapter. You got to hand it to them. They've built out this amazing infrastructure for charging. And I can only hope that over time, as chargers get cheaper, that there will be more competition and you'll see the charging rates go down. But I don't know, I've got a feeling that for some reason that's not going to happen. I got a feeling that it's going to be monopolized by a few big players, and maybe the government will step in and say, oh, in order to have a safe and secure charging network, we can only authorize so many players. And there we go again. Just a few players, and they charge what they want, and we're in the same situation we're in petrol. I just can't see it happening any other way. I would like to see something different. I think the only reason that they don't have the rates put up now is that people are charging at home, and you can't put everybody's electricity rate up, everyone heating their homes. Many people just can't afford it. It would be political suicide. So other than that, I think they'd have the rates put up already. Anyway, if you have some thoughts on that, I'd love to hear them. I haven't figured out a way around it, but we're not going to stick around at one of these ultra fast chargers if we don't get a reasonably fast charge. We'll just go to one of the slower ones and take our lumps and charge up that way. From here, we're going on to Fredericton, going to pick up that adapter there, and then we'll move on and start heading for the border.
I'm starting to gain some knowledge about this whole charging system. The charging stations only provide the electricity. They don't really control how fast your vehicle will charge. The charging is done by an onboard charger on the vehicle, which takes power as delivered from the charging station. That station was supposed to be able to supply 350 kilowatt hours. My onboard charger should be able to charge the batteries at 115, but I know that I'm not going to get that. The maximum I think I'm going to get is somewhere around 80, maybe 85. But that high-speed charger and my vehicle was supplying a maximum of about 50. That's really doesn't make any sense. Why am I paying these really high prices for these chargers and my vehicle can't even muster what's promised by Ford? So it's one thing to keep in mind. If you're going to get a vehicle, what's the real world charging? Anyway, let's get that Tesla adapter and get ready for the next leg.